Alright guys, what's going on? This is your host for Best of British Show. I'm joined by the grime connoisseur, the best looking fat guy ever. It's Charlie Sloth in the building.
What's happening, buff? You good?
Man, I just love the ice, man. I was watching it, I was just watching you move out and I thought, you better not take that off, you know what I mean? You know what's funny actually? I told my sister's friend I was interviewing you, she was like, Charlie Sloth? Ooh, that is one sexy black guy. It's fat guy. Fat guy, sexy guy. So I was like, no, that's not right. No, that's not right. So the plug is what we're talking about today. The plug, the album's available now. I mean, the talent you've got on there is incredible. You've got Avelino, Ghetts, Ghetts, you've got like, New Boys, Young T, Bugzy. That is a big list, man. How did you select who you wanted on there?
Well, initially we cut 56 records for the album. Okay. And there's loads of artists that ain't on this album. Obviously, the work will see the light of day one day, but the way I went about it was just picking artists that I'm fans of. Like everybody on the album, I'm a fan of. Like, you know, there's something that somebody's done on the album that's made me be like, rah, like I rate you. So, you know, a lot of the people I've got great relationships with, a lot of the people that are on the album are my friends. So for me, it was about creating a body of work with people that I'm passionate about their music and trying to incorporate that into what I was trying to do, like a, you know, like a mixture of both of our energies onto one platter.
And one of the guys you have on there is Bugzy Malone, featured on the Fame Game, his track. And he's kind of like a living example of how you support the UK. His Fire in the Booth did millions of views. How does it feel knowing that your Fire in the Booth that you arranged for him and he's done has kind of rocketed him into such stardom?
Do you know, for me, that's one of the proudest moments of my career, being able to offer a platform for artists to showcase their talent and like better themselves and further their career and their life. Like, you know, there's been many a time Fire in the Booth has changed people's life for the better and put a lot of positive energy not only into their life but into their community's life. Because you've got people in Manchester now and other, you know, other places outside London that believe that it's possible because of what Bugzy's achieved. Bugzy has had incredible success. He's had 3 top 10 EPs in the album charts. He's financially secure. Like that in itself is inspiration for 10, 11, 12-year-old kids who are not from London who thought that was impossible. Now they've got a dream to live up to and aspire to because of someone like that. And for me to play a part in that, that for me is mind-blowing.
And another guy who's been causing a lot of traction is Abracadabra. A lot of the fans ask him when he's going to have a Fire in the Booth.
You know what, like Abra's my boy. I love Abra and I rate him so much on the album. But again, Abra's a very strategic guy. A lot of people think, you know what, let me do a Fire in the Booth and my life is set. He's already in a great space. He's worked himself into a position where he's already known by the industry and by the fans. So now he's going to use Fire in the Booth to take him to a different place. And he'll do that when he's got a body of work to promote. He's not got anything out yet to promote. And anytime I've had conversations with Abs, that shows you like he's such a young man, but he's so business savvy. It's like when I've got something to sell, I'll come and do my Fire in the Booth, and I respect that because it's a vehicle and you've got to use it for the right reasons. Sometimes people will use it as a vehicle to get to a position to release music, but sometimes an artist might get themselves to that position by themselves without my help, without the help of radio, and then Fire in the Booth becomes a different vehicle. Do you know what I mean? And it's understanding that that separates people from being great to just being average.
What I want to know is, it's always just a personal one for me, did you meet any resistance when you wanted to create the Fire in the Booth?
Yeah, everyone laughed at me. when I first said I'm going to do it, everyone was like, why are you going to do that? It ain't going to work. And I'm like, trust me, it's going to work. And there was definitely a lot of resistance. I was doing Fire in the Booth before I was at the BBC, but I just never had the BBC platform. And when I first said I want to bring it to the network, a lot of people was like, I'm not sure. Within a month, I had already done like 1.5 million views. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, right, okay, this has got something to it. And then from there, obviously they've helped champion the platform and supported me in every possible way.
And so you know you're a person in the industry who brings people together, especially UK artists, to create some of the greatest music ever, including the Fire in the Booth and now the plug. Another DJ who does this especially across the pond is DJ Khaled, known for teaming up everyone, Wild Dogs going crazy, with girls singing on Snapchats. Are you hoping to build up more of a name as a DJ who connects artists in a similar way to that sort of global appeal?
Like, I'm comfortable where I am, you know, like this is my world. Like his world is very different to my world. Like he is very similar where there's parallels that can be drawn, but he's very successful in the American lane. I'm not trying to be that guy in the American lane. Regardless of how far my career takes me and how successful I become, this is always my home and this is always my lane. So if God decides that I'm going to go to America and be successful in America, then I'll be bringing everything that I have here to there. Like, I'm not going to be jumping ship and being like, well, now I'm over here, I'm good. Because I personally, I prefer the music that we make over here and listen to more music that we make over here than I do from music over there. So like, I'm true to myself. I'm not going to change. Like money, like, I'm in a space in life where I don't have to make decisions based on financial gain. I don't have to do something because I think it's financially beneficial to me. I make decisions because I want to do something. And when you get to that stage in life, that's when your mind state changes and you see things so very differently. I do things because I want to do it, not because I have to.
And a lot of DJs are coming up. A lot of DJs cater specifically for artists. So, for example, we have like DJ Cosmic working with Krypton Conan. What would you advise certain DJs if they want to build their brand like you have?
Do you know what? Like, building a brand, the first thing is understanding your brand. Like, if you want to have a brand, you have to understand who your audience are. And once you understand who your audience are, you can sell to that audience. If you don't know who your audience are, you can't build a brand. So having that relationship with your audience to know who they are and what they want and what they expect, from there, you can build your brand around that and cater to that brand. Like, you can't open, a sausage and bacon shop in a Jewish area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. You don't know your audience. Why are you doing that? That's stupid. No, you can't make moves like that. You got more chance, going to predominantly, Asian area, go to Chinatown, open a Chinese restaurant. You know, man's going to Chinatown to munch on the Chinese. Like, know your audience, know what they want, and then from there you can build your brand around them.
And one last question that comes from me is one that I deal with a lot of the times. As a presenter, I have a show which caters to a lot of UK unsigned artists. What advice would you give to them to expand themselves, build themselves, and kind of get the recognition they deserve to branding aside?
You know what? Consistency and hard work are the two most important elements for an up-and-coming artist. I see a lot of artists, especially in today's climate, where it's like a fast food society and it's so easy to throw a video online and get a million views. I see artists do that and then think that they're set, that they're there, they're in.
They made it, yeah.
That ain't it. Like, you gotta be consistent. You gotta do that again next month. Like, and that's the difference between being that guy and being someone who thinks they're that guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you can do that consistently for a year, maybe drop. Like, I remember when Sneakbo dropped, yeah? And Sneakbo for me was the king of that. He was the first one of the generation to understand the importance of content. Content is king in a society where it's fast food, everything comes and goes. We can watch what we want when we want. We can listen to what we want when we want. It's a fast food society. Everyone wants everything now. He understood that content was king, and with that, he created a certain level of consistency. I remember when he first came through when he was 17, 18, he was dropping a video every week. A different video every week. And from that, I'm like, even if you didn't like him, and you didn't like the music he was making, you had to respect him. You have to understand that he knew what he was doing, where he was trying to get. And I think that's the problem with a lot of artists. They think, I've got this sick record, I make a video to this, that's it. No, like, I wouldn't even release that record unless I had 10 of them to go. So it's making sure that you're prepared for the big picture, for the marathon and not the sprint. Consistency and content is king.